Hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Caitlin Charisse. I am a self-published romance author who is releasing a dark rom-com in April of 2026 called Blood Red. And you might be thinking, okay, this is all the way in April. Why in the world are you talking about self-publishing this book now? Why not move the deadline up sooner? Why are you taking so long? So I wanted to get into 10 things that I'm doing to help promote my self-published book. So if you want to see what some of my tactics are, grab a fun drink and let's get right into it. The first thing I'm doing is I am getting ARC readers, and I'm doing this in a couple of different ways. So I have an active Google form that currently has over 100 ARC readers signed up to read Blood Red as an ARC reader. I did say that the ARC will go out in February. The book releases in April. The way I found these ARC readers is honestly just posting on Instagram, posting on TikTok, posting on Facebook groups. This is what I've been posting. So obviously I do have the blurb that I'll post. I do post a lot of tropes as well because I am writing in the dark romance space, the dark rom-com space. It is a very trope heavy space and romance readers still love to hear about tropes. So that is the first way that I'm getting ARC readers, is by sharing these little tropey creations that I've made on Canva. The second way is through NetGalley. Now, my book is not currently live on NetGalley. It will go live in NetGalley in February and March. I did sign up to have it there for 2 months. That did cost quite a pretty penny to do, but I do know that NetGalley does have a sort of grading system. You're more likely to actually get reviews for books that are posted on NetGalley compared to things like BookFunnel and BookSprout. Like if you sign up to review a book on NetGalley and you don't actually do the review, then your score goes down and you're less likely to get ARCs for future books later on down the line. So people who sign up are much more likely to actually give you a review, which is the entire point of sending out ARCs, is to get reviews before the book releases. It's to build up hype, it's to get people talking about it, it's to get people excited for the book. So those are the two ways that I'm getting ARC reviewers, and I'm nervous, but I'm also very excited to put the book out in the world. Number two, and I know art is subjective and some people are going to call it terrible no matter what. Anyway, I don't care. I absolutely love it. I hired a cover designer who, as far as I'm concerned, knocked it out of the park with this book. This is exactly the kind of design that I wanted. This matches perfectly the tone and themes of the book. This is a dark rom-com. Emphasis on the dark. There is a lot of heavy stuff in here, and it's also very political, hence the White House building, an absolutely iconic American building being on the front, along with 2 American flags. Like, people say reading isn't political. Honey, this book is as political as a romance can get. I'm gonna have so many people come at me after this book is released, but I don't care. Shay at Disturbed Valkyrie Designs designed this book cover for me. She did an absolutely phenomenal job. I love it. I cannot wait to have the physical copy of this book in my hands. Like, it is still in the process of being edited, and then it needs to go through a proofreader and a formatter before I will actually have the physical proof, but I can't wait. I just want to hold this book in my hands. There's like a fruit fly or something in this room. I don't know what it is about Australia. Fruit flies literally just pop up out of nowhere. Number two is I hired a proper copy editor. I actually went on Readsy. Yes, it was very pricey, and I know a lot of people cannot afford to do this. I'm not saying that you absolutely have to hire a professional copy editor, but one of the things that I did to make sure that my book was as solid as it could be was I hired a good editor. Editors are worth their weight in gold, and yes, that is very, very hefty price often, but editors do so much work to really improve and shape a book that you kind of made as good as you could. Editors are able to just amplify it, bring out the best in it. They do so much work on a book. It is phenomenal work that they do. And I knew that this book didn't necessarily need a developmental edit. I've gone through developmental edits before with other books. I know typically where the pitfalls are. I've had multiple beta readers and alpha readers and stuff like that review this. So I knew as far as developmentally, the book was pretty sound, but I knew at a copy level, it needed some work. There's always room for improvement. So I found a phenomenal editor off of Readsy who gave me a great sample. I don't know what the full edits look like yet, but she's taking an entire month to get this book back to me. So I'm pretty sure she's going to tear it to shreds, which is exactly what this book needs in order for me to build it back up and make it as strong as it can be. So I hired a phenomenal editor. Number four is I plan on sending out PR boxes, which I know is, again, another very costly thing that not a lot of authors are able to afford to do. This is something that I'm budgeting for, I'm saving for, and I'm hoping to get a decent return on it as well. I know that the people I'm sending it out to are excited to receive it. They will be posting it on their TikToks, potentially maybe even Instagram and whatnot. Like they also plan on doing a review of the books as well. One of them was a beta reader for me, and I am sending these globally. Like I have somebody in the UK, somebody in America, somebody in Finland, a few people around Australia. Like this book is going international, and I'm really excited to see what happens with it. But I am putting a good bit of money into sending proper PR boxes. Now, I won't be doing custom like cardboard boxes. I do just have a couple of the foldable black ones that I got off of Temu that they could also use later on again too. Like you can use them around the house for things. This isn't something that is customized and is going to end up in the recycle bin by the time you take everything out of the box. This is something that can be reused. But it will have the book, it has a lip balm, it has stickers, it has bookmarks, it has so many fun things in it, and I cannot wait to see what people actually say about this. I might actually film what it's like putting one of the PR boxes together too, so if you guys are interested in that and want to see what it's actually like putting together a full-blown PR box, let me know in the comments down below. I can make a video on that when the time comes. Number 5 is I'm also going to do a giveaway for one of the PR boxes. Actually, I might do it for 2. I'm still going back and forth. Do I want to do 1 giveaway or 2? I might do 1 international, but then do 1 national in Australia and probably New Zealand. I do actually plan on giving away those boxes, which to follow the typical rules, it's like you need to follow an author on their Instagram and their TikTok or whatever other social media platforms they have. If you're picking somebody out of people who've done ARC reads, you need to actually show that you've written the review and posted the review. There are different things that you can do in order to give these away. The only thing I have to be careful of is in some cases, in some countries, it could be considered a lottery, which there are rules in Australia where it can't be that. So I'm going to have to look into it a little bit more to see what I could possibly do for the giveaway, but there will be something. Number 6 is I hired a proofreader. I'm terrible with typos. I know where my weaknesses lie. And when it comes to typos, I skate right over them like a freaking Michelle Kwan. So I am terrible at catching any sort of grammatical issues when it comes to simple things. Even when I do the read aloud, I will still miss things. I miss spelling errors all the time. I miss where to put commas. I put wrong punctuation in places all the time. So I'm hiring a proofreader to do that for me because people will absolutely tear apart a book and 1-star rate it because a couple words have been out of place. And I want to make sure that I'm giving my book a fighting chance out there for readers. I also want to make sure that this is a good product out there because I know how distracting typos can be. Maybe not so much for me because, like I said, I tend to glaze over them. But I know for a lot of people, having considerable number of typos in a book can actually be a problem and really unenjoyable, and to the point that they will actually DNF a book if there are too many. So I want to make sure that people are getting a good product. Ultimately, when you pick up a book, people are literally spending their time to read it, time that they will never get back in their life. Even if they are reading it through Kindle Unlimited, where they didn't actually have to pay for the book itself, they just paid for a monthly subscription and they spent 8 hours reading your book and they read like a book a day where it's practically nothing. That's 8 hours a day. Think about what you could do with 8 hours a day. There are a lot of things that you can do with 8 hours a day. So I want to make sure that if people are reading this, they're actually getting a good amount of value for their time, even if they aren't actually paying for it. Number 7 is I'm hiring a formatter. I do have the Atticus software, but I do want to go a little bit more above and beyond for this book. It's the first book that I've self-published in quite a long time, or at least that I've written. I self-published a book that had been sitting in my hard drive for ages. But this is the first book that I've really written and plan on self-publishing in years. It's been so long. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm happy. Like it's a whole like cornucopia of random feelings when it comes to what I feel when I talk about releasing this book. But I'm hiring a formatter to make sure that it looks neat, it looks clean, it is as polished as I can possibly make it. Number 8 is I am doing keyword research. I'm looking at books that I'm comping. I'm looking at TikTok posts that people post when it comes to different tropes, where I see the books that I'm comping, what tropes do those fall under? Like there are a lot of the tropes that I had put in Canva when it comes to finding ARC readers. A lot of that was actually what I found on TikTok videos talking about the comp books to my book. So I did a lot of keyword research to make sure that I had the correct tropes. I had a pile of tropes. I had a little bit of everything that I possibly could to market this book. So if somebody says they want a morally gray MMC character, I can recommend my book. Also, if somebody wants a golden retriever MMC, I can recommend my book. If somebody wants a book with some sort of like political intrigue in it, I can recommend my book. If somebody wants to read about a book talk or FMC, hello, my book is right there. So I have all of these different tropes, all these like little micro tropes, all these little things that add up to form like the structure of the story, even though the story isn't like fully trope based. They just happen to be tropes in it that are very common. So I did a lot of keyword research in preparation for marketing. Number 9, as you can tell, I started posting about my book really, really fucking early because I know that people tend to have short attention spans. It is the case of people see things, they want instant gratification. So I am kind of fighting that a little bit and trying to drag this out. But by giving myself time, that gives me enough time to start talking about my book, marketing the book, getting ARC readers for the book, making sure it goes through proper editing channels, formatting channels, proofreading channels, that I'm able to do things like send out PR boxes. I'm able to wait and get reviews in from ARC readers. That way, by the time it releases on Amazon, hopefully there are enough reviews that Amazon starts to kind of bump the book up a little bit. You need at least 50 reviews on Amazon for a book to really start to kick off. Also, hopefully by then, maybe ARC readers have drilled up enough excitement for it that people go in and they do a pre-order or they go through Kindle Unlimited, something along those lines, that it actually drums up some excitement for the book to come out. So we will see. Maybe I shot myself in the foot, metaphorically speaking, or maybe this is actually a really good marketing strategy. I know it used to be better to drag marketing strategies out, but then looking at the books that are coming out now from pretty established authors, they do tend to do that sort of long-term marketing plan. So I'm kind of following that to see how that goes for me. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But that's one of the things with self-publishing is a lot of it is trial and error. And number 10, because this is the first book in a planned trilogy, I'm already drafting and planning for book 2. I already have a couple of chapters written. I have a few thousand words already thrown in there. I have a very, 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 very light outline because like the first book, I did not really outline. I gave myself permission to get to know the characters in the first third. And once I really knew who they were, what their motivations were, I was then able to go in and revise and basically draft an outline for the last 2/3 with a lot of edits and a lot of tweaks and a lot of back and forth that happens. But at least by then I knew who these characters were, what their motivations were, what was really driving them through the story, because I do want this to be spiced with plot. I don't like reading books where it is almost entirely spiced, or books where the plot is so paper thin because they basically just want something to fill in between the spicy scenes. So yeah, book 2 is already underway. Very excited for that. I have no idea when that is going to release. I have no idea when I'm going to finish. I need to see how the release goes for Blood Red. I still have plenty I have to do with that before release day. Also, 51st Swipes, my book that is currently with my literary agent, we are going to try to traditionally publish. That is going on submission in the first quarter of 2026. So there are still plenty of things to do in preparation for that as well. So I do not have a release date for the second book yet, but I am having fun writing it, and for now, that's the important thing. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button, and may your coffee or tea always have that perfect level of milk and sweetness. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!